What's up, everybody? I want to go ahead and use this positive momentum train. I've made 2 videos, so now I'm going to go ahead and make a third one. Got some ideas kind of just flowing. So, I've noticed that as a man, there's really 4 areas, 4 domains that you want to focus on in your life. The last decade, I've been really grinding these out where, every month I'll, create, daily systems in order to achieve these goals. I used to keep things pretty simple. So the 4 things that you really want to focus on are, number 1 is going to be your finances. Second is going to be your fitness. Third is going to be, and health goes in there too. And then, fourth is probably going to go ahead and be your career or your business. And so for me, an example would be, this month, it's August right now. I've got a couple goals. I usually do maybe 1 or 2, and I do these so that I can really grind in these different habits. So, you don't want to get to a position where you add 20 different goals all at once and they're all very draconian and your whole day is kind of ruined and you're really just miserable. Jordan Peterson talks about this as well. He's, you really got to negotiate with yourself. So you want to do 1 or 2 things, maybe in each of those domains, 1 or 2 little things. So example would be for me in August, I've decided I want to walk 10,000 steps a day. I want to get to a 205 incline bench. I'm probably not going to get there in the month, but I'm pushing, harder in that area so that I can eventually get to 205. So my focus really is the incline bench and trying to get stronger so I can, build up the shoulders and the chest. And for finance, right now we're kind of in a recession. So I'm making an extra effort. In my previous videos, you've seen I invest about 50% of my income. And really right now, my goal in that area is to, when I get the urge on Fridays and Saturdays to, get Uber Eats and be a lazy sack of shit, instead of doing that, I'm investing the money immediately into my taxable account in Fidelity, into my index funds. So that is going to really help. When you're feeling vulnerable and you're feeling, lazy, you kind of just nip in the butt and it's automatically, one of your daily goals, or weekly or whatever for the month. And then for career, for me right now, I'm trying to learn copywriting. I just find it like an interesting skill, a nice little side hustle that I'm trying to learn. So I'm trying to, study that about an hour a day, usually in the morning. It does best because you only have a certain amount of time you can hit deep work. And Andrew Huberman talks about this as well. You probably have 2 to 3 hours and maybe 90 minutes at a time where you can really get that creative work done. So I'm trying to study that, trying to make YouTube videos in these windows of time where I have willpower, right? 4 hours from now after I work out, I'm not going to have the same energy to do what I'm doing right now. So I'm very particular about getting that done. And then I want to create 1 YouTube video per week. And then in terms of health, I'm trying to make sure I have athletic greens every morning and just no phone for the first 2 hours, maybe hour and a half of the day, right? Because I'll go for a walk in the morning. I'll have, whatever it is, clean a little bit, just do things that are, that I need to get done before I, have my coffee and start the deep work. So yeah, that's really it. I mean, I've done this for a decade. So I keep it simple, 4 to 5 different domains that are most important. And you want to kind of break that down into small weekly or really daily goals that contribute to a monthly goal, which then contribute to a yearly goal. So if I'm able to knock all these things out, for a month, every day or almost every day, it's likely that these habits are going to stay, right? And then I can move on and now that is a part of my repertoire, So when I wake up in the 16 hours or whatever I'm awake, I have now this new structure and these positive momentum things that are going on. And so September comes around, I'm gonna really think about like, what do I want to add to my day that would provide me value? What would be the best day that I can have without it feeling like I'm in jail to my schedule? And so I'll also add these, 1 to 2 components per, of these 4 domains. 1 to 2 components I'll add into my Google Calendar. That way it pops up and I'm able to see, hey, Brandon, this is some shit you need to do. This is what you really wanted. This is what the the past Brandon really wants current or future Brandon to do. And so you got to respect yourself. You may not want to do it at that time, but you have to respect that the past you is trying to take care of the present future you. And so you need to respect that and go get it done. And so that helps early on, the first couple weeks, to see that tick on your phone of Google Calendar and say, all right, I'm gonna go right now, I'm gonna go walk, 2,000 steps, and maybe do that, morning, afternoon, evening, and then it's gonna add up to 10,000, or just to go to the gym, go study copywriting, whatever it is. And so that's really what you need to focus on. Don't get too crazy with it. Keep it simple. I've been doing this for a long time, so I can go ahead and do 8 of these in a month, and by September these things are going to be dialed in. And then I can figure out what else I want to. Maybe I want to continue doing these same things because it's difficult and I still haven't locked in that habit. Or maybe I'll just move to something else. So definitely don't just coast. You need to be having these goals. And again, this goes back to my last video. This is not going to work if you're waking up and you're blasting your dopamine away on TikTok and smoking weed. Like if you're waking up and you're immediately, wake and bake, the likelihood of you having any type of energy to go for a walk or, to go work out or really grind and study. I mean, some people are going to argue on this, right? Like, oh, I need weed to study. I mean, sure. But I mean, most people that are smoking weed in the morning or throughout the day are less productive. It is the way it is. I mean, I haven't seen many multimillionaires that are smoking weed all the time, besides Joe Rogan or whatever. So focus on those 4 areas, get some realistic tangible goals, focus on the daily tasks. Don't focus too much on the outcome per se. Don't, for example, how can I put this? I want to get 500,000 net worth. Well, there are things that are out of your control, right? Like the market might drop. So really you want to focus on exact things that you can do. Like I know that I'm going to want to have Uber Eats, right? And instead of doing that, I'm going to go ahead and invest instead. Or I'm going to, no matter what, invest, every check, X amount. You can do that regardless of the market, or that's in your control. So it's got to be in your control, and it's got to be something you can do every day. So keep that in mind, make tangible goals, knock them out.